welcome to Tea Talks. This is Divya, your host, and as usual on Tea Talks, we talk to everyday people who have inspiring stories. On that note, today we are speaking to the founder of Strumi Journal, Zen Feminism, and Divine Feminism co-founder, Kriska today, and she'll be sharing on the topic of happiness and positivity and how is it a state of mind. So without further ado, let's welcome Kriska. So hi, Kriska.
Hi, hello, Tivia, and hello to all the viewers of Tea Talks. Thank you so much for having me here, and I'm super honored and grateful to be on this space. Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm doing better because this past few days my son was not feeling well, and that also means that the parents get to spend more time awake at night. But so far he's getting better, so things are getting better.
All right. I think the reason why I picked happiness and positivity, a state of mind, that's the topic that I picked for you, because every time, my perspective, why I wanted to interview you on Tea Talks is because every time I see you on social media, whether on Instagram or Facebook, you give me a sense of positive vibes, like every single time without fail. I never felt not whenever I see your pictures or stories, I didn't feel like that there was not once at all I felt like or like a bit sad or oh, she's going through something. You've always brought the sense of okay, how regardless of what you're going through, regardless of whether Jeev is well or not well, you always post stories, uplifting messages. That's the vibe that I've gotten from your stories and postings, and that's why I thought, why not have a chat with you, because parenting is not easy also, right? And when I read your story, how you came from Philippines to Malaysia because of love, and you started a family here, and you transitioned from being a fun youngster to a parent. A lot of things happened in your life, and maybe for start, right, can start sharing about Through Me Journal, Zen Feminism, and what you're doing right now. And from there, we can have a chat about everything else.
Okay, thank you. I would really take that as a very, very welcome compliment that you feel that I am giving off like positive vibes whenever you see me. Thank you so much. Okay, actually, I want to share more first about what I do, and then we can start off from there, and how, like positivity and happiness is not like necessarily something that is always in the state of my life and my mind, and how, embracing the challenges, the things that are not right, accepting them and really feeling into them actually contributes to a more healed version of myself and how I present myself to the world. So let me share first Through Me Journal. Through Me Journal was created 2 years ago. It wasn't out of a very intentional business plan, but it was something that I created very organically because I was going through a lot 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, my husband and I decided that we want to have a child. And this is after 4+ years of marriage with intentional discourse and really talking about why do we want to have a child? Is this something that is just being passed on to us and we just blindly say yes, or are we ready for it? And what is my reason for it? I did a lot of inner work during that time. And I was even asking my husband, because when he asked me when we were dating, how many kids do I want to have? I said 0 to 2. And he was very keen on his hearing. He said, what is the 0 all about? I said, because I'm not really sure if I want to have a child, but also it's not 100% no. I want to be certain of my reasons of wanting to have a child, not because something that is like very self-serving, like I want to showcase this child to the world or let him or her live my unlived dreams, or just something to brag about. So I don't want to have a self-serving reason for that. And so I asked him, why do you want to have a child? Because honestly, I don't know why I want to have a child, really. And he gave me a very surprisingly vulnerable and great answer that I couldn't say no to. And I was asking him this while we were driving in the middle of KL Jam, going home from work. I think it's a Friday night, so you can imagine 2 years ago
Yeah.
how the jam was. And this is not something that you can rehearse while driving on a Friday night traffic.
Yeah.
So he said, um, I am living a very good life. My parents have given me everything that I needed. I'm supported, I'm loved, and I'm married to the love of my life. I have good opportunities. And I feel that I am enjoying this life right now because two people made a decision that they want to have kids. And I just want to pass that on, that happiness and gratefulness that I feel. And I was like,
Wow.
am I watching him? Am I watching Miss Universe beauty pageant right here?
Never heard a man share that though.
I have no comeback.
I'll give you a
I,
child.
I was basically here, have my ovaries. So I was like, okay, if life has given me, if God, the universe has given me someone like this person to share my life with and build my family with, why not?
Yeah.
And when we finally decided, surprise, we went to a fertility specialist and they said that our chances of getting pregnant are low. And we tried doing IVF. During that time, I was in a state of mind where I always wanted to hustle, to do hard work. I mean, it's not that it's bad. There are stages in our life where we need to really work really hard for our dreams, but there's also a stage in our life where we need to slow down. And the slowing down part is when you want to make space for creation. And that creation is the creation of life. But during that time, I was in a high intensity work environment. And I also just got promoted. So all the more I needed to prove myself. So when I was doing IVF, I treated it like a project with checklists. And I feel like the result is going to go my way if I manage this project the right way. But then it failed because my body, my state of mind, my soul, my heart was not in the right place to create a child. I wanted it, but energetically, it's not in the right space. I am in a space of proving, doing, not in a space of creation, slowing down, letting life, letting myself align with life. So when we failed IVF, that was a wake up call because COVID also hit, and the job that I just got promoted to was temporarily gone. So I had to go back to my previous designation, and then my father-in-law also passed away suddenly. And my father-in-law and I have a very special relationship in a sense that when I moved here to Malaysia, he was my first most avid supporter, not even my husband, because I was doing pretty much several things here and there, because moving to Malaysia as a foreign spouse is not a walk in the park unless that park is Jurassic Park. And so, I moved here and I had no source of income. But back in the Philippines, I was doing really well. I was head of HR, and I had my own house at. I was in my 20s. I had my own house. I have like really good things going on for me, but I
And you left all that.
Yeah, for love. Oh my God, what a
For
gamble!
love. Oh my God. Who would do that? Krishka would
So
do that.
yeah, I
I
think
mean, worth it, right?
yeah, it's really a gamble. We don't know, right? If my husband is like a domestic violator or the amazing human that he is, because we only know when we actually cohabitate with the person. Yeah. So when my father-in-law, when I was here, my father-in-law was supporting anything that I was doing. I was doing blogging, vlogging. I was doing multi-level marketing. Even that, he would be like super, even though it was not aligned with his values, he would just say, go do it, you will learn from it, I support you. And that support and confidence that he had in me was so strong that I felt like the trajectory of my journey here in Malaysia when I was starting out just like really took off, because I had the right support. So when he left all of a sudden, that was like more painful than I thought it would be. And that's when I started journaling. I started journaling because while I was meditating, I had a download of ideas, of questions that I asked myself to get to know myself better, because I don't really know. I was living life on autopilot based on set of rules and standards, the mold that other people already have.
Yep.
So I didn't really know, and I wanted to see what is the abundance and the goodness that's already in my life, because we are hardwired to think about what is missing, what is negative, what is not working right, what is wrong with my body, all of these things. But I want to switch that thinking into acknowledging what is already present in my life that are really, really good. So within those 75 days of journaling, I healed myself energetically and spiritually and physically. I would say so because there was an internal shift within me, and I felt very balanced, peaceful, something that I never felt in like a really long time. And I got pregnant naturally. I felt like finally I understood what it is to be in this space of just being in flow.
IVF didn't work, right?
It didn't work because I was forcing it. There's a difference between forcing it and just surrendering to life. Like whether I get pregnant or not, it's just like 100% all in. So that's how Through Me Journal was born. I felt that it really has given me a lot of healing that I needed at the time. And I shared it with my friends. They said you should publish this. I was like, okay, let me try. But I was pregnant and I did publish it. And that was, I felt like one of the craziest things in terms of, I don't know, betting on myself. I never really bet on myself in such a manner that, okay, let me spend all of this money for publishing this book, but I am pregnant. Should I like just save this money for the baby, or should I just fund this? It's not even a dream, but fund this project. And what gave me the kind of like the green light to do so, because I doubt myself a lot.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
And it was my husband, because my husband said
nice.
that if this journal can change just one life, then it's worth it. Because I was talking about this journal to other friends who are entrepreneurs, and they were talking about scalability, all of these things that it's not even in my head. Like, they say, if you are not thinking about scale, why are you even publishing it? It's a very businessy kind of thing. And that made me really scared. Like, what if I fail? But my husband said that if it touches one life, you have already succeeded. And the worst thing that can happen is you have a lot of gifts to friends. Because I printed 300 copies, so ambitious, without any background whatsoever. I just like, okay, let's do it. So that's how Through Me Journal came about. And then Zen Feminism very quickly was, I didn't realize then, but now I was able to connect the dots that I started Zen Feminism collecting stories from women of different walks of life. LGBTQIA are welcome, allies, anyone who somehow feels connection towards feminism, but in a way that it is healing our perception of feminism. It's not about fighting, it's not about going to the streets, but it's more about healing our internal misogyny. Because that is the only, I feel like that is one of the more sustainable ways of really bringing remembering our power. It's not even empowering women because we are already powerful. We just forgot that based on like thousands of years of conditioning, but it's just remembering that we are already powerful, and also healing our internal misogyny, our us being gatekeepers of patriarchy by, you know, being jealous of each other, tearing each other down. Once that is healed through witnessing the stories of other people, that we are actually very much more alike, more than different, then I feel that I feel like that movement in my head would also heal my own toxic femininity, because I was a toxic feminist before, like all about being a girl boss,
Yeah.
looking down on women who decided or who are forced to stay at home and build the family, looking down at women who dress a certain way. I didn't want to accept it before, but I was actually like that. It was I was in denial.
That
And
was very brave of you to admit it.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I bully a lot of women before, and I felt that this will help me heal and really, really be an authentic feminist in the healed sense of the word. So that's what it is, because I'm always drawn to women's rights, creating safe spaces for women, but I was very inauthentic. You know, face value, yes, but then at the back of my head, I have all of these things that I say about other women, which is not good. So, and doing this project for 2 years now, I feel like I have really forgiven myself for that, and also have created authentic spaces for women. So yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like this interview is a self-reflection for me. Oh my God, that's a very nice story. And the fact that how you embraced who you are in the process of becoming a mother is the beauty of beauty of your story, I would say. Talking about that, right? Coming back to our topic, happiness and positivity. I think I would say that your story itself explains why it has to be a state of mind, why it is not based on objects, it's not based on people, it's just a state. So would you like to share a bit more on that?
Yes, I believe that, you know, abundance, joy, peace is our natural state.
Mhm.
Um, it's not the survival mode. I mean, probably if we were 10,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, where there are dinosaurs, or millions of years ago, and we don't have places to live, we die of winter if we're in a different part of the world. Then survival is real, but we are in this day and age, and I feel like with so much information and opportunities to unlearn, relearn, i I have accepted that happiness, abundance, positivity is our birthright. It's not the other way around, because when I was born in the Philippines, in a small town in the Philippines, we are not actually a very well-off family. I mean, I would say that we are within the poverty line. Like my parents and I, we lived in a garage, and our first family vehicle was a bicycle, and there's 5 of us.
That's
And then the
cute.
bicycle became like a bicycle with a sidecar, so we can all at least fit comfortably. And you know, all of that. We didn't have stove. We have this clay
Mm-hmm.
clay cooking things where you put some charcoal and stuff. And my dad used to teach in a university, in a state university, and because we were so not well endowed financially, he would go to his classes with his shoes that are worn out, like you can see
Yeah.
his toes. uh, it's so coming from that family background, I feel like the person who really embodied happiness and positivity is my dad, because he would always laugh, joke around. I never heard my parents bicker about our financial state. or get jealous about other people, or why are my friends like this, why are they well off, why do they have nice houses. And it's not something that I have heard growing up. And my dad would always just like sing every Sunday. It's like there's no problems, no worries. And that's what he always tell me, that money is the easiest problem to solve. Don't worry, be happy. And I saw my mom, our household is not very orthodox. My mom is kind of
But I
like
think
the head.
before you continue what your dad said, right? I think it reminds me the fact that the more money you have, the more problems, the more trouble, the more thinking you got to do on how to save that money.
I think the money part is it's like energy, right? But it, either you have more or less. It doesn't really, for me, it doesn't really affect um, your personal state of mind. Because I'd say that because like now I live very comfortably,
Mm-hmm.
thanks to my husband and also our efforts together. But mostly my husband, because I have allowed myself to receive help from him. Because before, because I'm a
The girl boss,
independent
right?
girl boss woman,
I know.
I don't want to accept money or whatever from my husband, because he's also 6 years younger than me.
Mhm.
And when we got married, I actually was making twice as much as he did. So to let go of that income and go on a single income that is actually lower than my current income, that's like, does it even make sense?
Wow.
Yeah.
You
But he
you
said,
really you really gambled your decision with love though, I would say.
yeah, yes. Because as I was telling my friend, she was asking me, if are you sure this is like crazy? I said, yeah, because it's easier to find a decent job than a decent man. Like, I
Wow.
wouldn't really doubt my capability in finding a decent job for myself. I feel like if there's no opportunity, I can create opportunity for myself. So
Wow, that should be a tagline. It's easier to find a decent job than a decent man. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. Mind blown.
So yeah, and yeah, my dad is, I feel like he modeled the way of being happy, and my mom also modeled the way of being like the head of the family. She is like really a queen, in a sense that a very grounded, steadfast queen. Like the values of being able to work hard, but also being present for your family. And because she has a support system like my dad, their dynamics work. One is a happy guy, and the other one is uh, a career woman. And I mean, it's just that their dynamics work.
Yeah, the
and
balance well. Yeah.
and a lot of the things that made me happy as I was growing up was my parents gave us the space to just really express ourselves. Like, we can have very deep conversations. Like, for example, when I used to date this guy, and we were in a toxic relationship, not because he's the only toxic one, but I feel like I am as well. So we were both toxic to each other, and then that relationship ended, and I had to tell my parents, and I was just crying in front of everyone, because during that time I was very attached to this person. I was sharing that I was in debt because I was giving all my money to this person. Things that are very embarrassing to open up to parents. And I would even
Yeah.
say that I didn't tell you that this guy actually has a kid. And they were just listening right there. Like, all of the things that I should be embarrassed of, I just blurted it out. And my mom said, if you have helped this person, then charge everything that you have given to charity. And don't talk about it as if this person owes you, because that is your decision. You just have to charge it to charity, grow from it, move on. And then my dad just made me laugh by saying some joke or something, and it was like, that was the space that I needed.
Very
and
nice.
that being able to say these things without fear of being embarrassed or being scolded or being shamed by my parents. And yeah, so I would say I am really blessed that they are like that.
That's nice. That's very nice. I think you clearly explained your experience, your own life experience itself clearly explains why um, happiness and positivity has to be a birthright, and it's a state of mind. And
Yeah.
I never heard anyone say it's a birthright, so I'm going to take that from you.
Yes.
So, yeah, but it is, right?
Yeah, because when we were in the womb, right, we are so abundant. Everything
Yep.
that we need 24/7 is provided to us.
Yep.
So yeah, I think but it's also like it's a bit simplistic if I say like that, especially for people who are born in poverty. But I was also born in poverty. Like my parents were born into poverty. Um, Things weren't handed to us on a silver platter, but it's the I think I just really have to thank my dad for it. Like, how can he be so happy when we didn't have a lot? Like, we had a lot of debt. Like, my father's salary would just go for paying loans. So whenever he gets salary, he just pay off loans. But he pays them off happily, as if nothing is happening, like as if we're not drowned in personal loans because of how he is as a person. So maybe genetics as well.
Who knows? But I think to just conclude a bit, right? um as I'm someone who I try to maximize the happiness and positivity that I have, but it's not the same always. Some days where you'll try. I'm an overthinking person, no? So I doubt myself a lot. I also have insecurity. As much as I'm very confident outside, I'm the speaker, presenter, MC and all, but I also have my own insecurities and doubts that I have to deal with. So when that happens, my positivity just goes down the drain. It's like, where is it? I have to find it. So it's a lesson for me as I listen to you, that why it is a need instead of, it's just a necessity. Why it has to be a necessity, it has to be a birthright to feel that way instead of focusing on the other. So it was really an eye opening for me. And I didn't know your story this much. I'm so glad that I invited you and asked to share your story. Really inspiring, Krishka. Thank you so much. Any last sentence or words that you'd like to tell us?
In relation to happiness and positivity, it all starts with acceptance of what is currently in one's life, in our lives, in my life. Acceptance of what is, and moving forward from there. Like when I accept that, oh, it is okay that we don't have much, not comparing myself to my classmates who have like a lot of toys, a lot of money, a lot of nice clothes. It's really acceptance of what is, and
Yeah.
being grateful for it. And apart from that, it's really how parents model to their children. I can say this now with more in-depth understanding because I am a parent, that really the kids are watching. I didn't even know that I was watching my parents, that these traits, these everyday things, that how they live their lives, it's now like just coming back, like, oh my god, I'm assimilating it. This is the reason why I am like this. It's because of how my parents showed up and how they were just themselves. And so it's two things. Like if we are raising the new generation, it's all about how we are showing up for our kids and how we are authentically ourselves, because it's so easy to lose ourselves into the title of mom or dad, and
Correct,
then there is
correct.
a disconnect, right? Like my kid knows me as mom but not Kriska.
Yes, correct.
That is not something that I want. I want my kid to know me as mom and Kriska, that there's a crazy side to Kriska and it's okay,
Yeah.
and that she breaks down and it's okay. It's not like having that disconnect, that my son only knows me as the title of mom. So, but not my essence. So that's one. And then second is just acceptance. If things are not going well right now, accept that it is what it is. And only then we can move forward, because life is always evolving. It is flowing unless we're dead, which means impermanence, the law of impermanence. Everything is impermanent. Happiness, life, grief, anger, it's all impermanent. So why take life seriously? You're going to die one day, and that day can be tomorrow. So why do we take it so seriously? In reality, we're not gonna take all of these titles to heaven, or if you believe in heaven, or we're not gonna take all of our possessions with us. People will forget us in a year tops, after they celebrate our 1 year anniversary of death. And people move on. So why take it so seriously?
I feel like running to you and giving you a hug. So we can't do that. So a virtual hug for you. Right. So yeah, let's do this. Virtual hug. Yay! Right. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Kriska, for the session. I think more than learning a lot from you, like I said earlier, it was a very self-reflective section for me. So thank you so much. And guys, if you guys would like to know more about True Me Journal and Zen Feminism, please kindly contact Kriska. I'll put the contact details for you. And if you'd like to get a True Me Journal for yourself, you can as well. I might as well get one for me. Right. So with that, thank you so much, Kriska, for joining and sharing your inspiring, super inspiring story on Tea Talks.
Thank
Right.
you, Tivia. It is really, really an honor to be invited by the one and only Tivia. I was like telling my husband, oh, I got invited to an interview. Is this pretty lady who has her own show on Astro, all of these things. And just like, oh, really? So we were like super excited. And because I'm Filipino, I'm not Malaysian, but I feel like I'm so Malaysian at heart. And being invited by a household name like you, and you know how I was always following. I was following whatever you're doing, and I'm just like so honored to be here. Thank you so much, Tibi.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So until we meet again on the next episode, this is Tivia and Kriska on Tea Talks. Bye, everyone.